Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the Unreal Engine 4. It's a brand new Unreal Engine that just came out in February, so it's been about 1 month. So everything's still fairly new and they're updating it pretty quickly. Just got 2 new updates today. I'll try to get through this in 15 minutes because that's all YouTube gives me, so I might be going a little quickly. Anyways, you just download Unreal Engine from the website. Everything is free. Anybody can use it, but if you plan on selling your game, you will have to pay a 5% royalty fee to the developers, which is more than fair considering they have to make a living. But what I did after I got the engine is I went to this Learn tab on the left, and you can see engine feature samples. And I downloaded this shooter game example over here on the right. Anyways, after you install it, you can load it from your library. I'll do that right now. And it's pretty much a mostly built first-person shooter that you can get for free, and you can tweak it. And if you're actually a developer and you want to make and sell a game, this would be probably the most time-efficient way to do that for the next generation games. Anyways, I'll press play and kind of show what the game actually looks like. Obviously you could change the world and level design and everything as much as you please. I'll explain the basics of a first-person shooter. Right now I'm pretty much 2 floating hands with a gun. That's all I am. If I actually look down, I can't see the hands, but I can see the gun. My reflection is only a gun down here. See a little dark gun. And the way it works is the gun just floats near the camera with an animation. Right now it's just rotating. Press W, it changes the animation. Then again, hold right click, it moves, which is also a different animation. And shoot, there's another animation. And yeah, oh okay, when I reload it I can see that I have hands, but in reality there's no reason to have anything other than hands visible to yourself, which is why I don't see feet. Let's see. I'll go a little bit about how the world works. You can drag and drop textures out of your textures folder and drop them anywhere you want. Let's actually create the texture. Here we go. That makes things really easy. I can even cover the water with a texture if I want. Might have to get closer. Here we go. And that looks very ugly. Right. And this game has a lot of graphical options, like if I go up to this lit part where go up to show, it'll have an option for fog. I can turn fog on and off. Get this all for free. You don't have to program it yourself. I can turn anti-aliasing on and off. It's also another thing. Anti-aliasing is basically just making edges look more crisp. Gets rid of the optimization where graphics cards polygonize objects and make kind of jagged edges appear all over the place. Let's see, we also have translucency that'll make all the clouds appear. You can actually click clouds and delete them too if you want. And those planes that are flying around, that's actually a particle effect. Same with this lightning that's shooting out of this. Particle effects you can add to the game and turn on and off by making them just not show, or you can delete them by pressing the delete button. Makes it very simple. If you had to program all this, it would be tons of butchering and editing code to do all this, but since we have an engine, we don't need to do all that hard work. I guess I'll show you guys that you can also load in model files very easily. There's many different formats of model files. Here's an object version. If I press, I should go to the correct folder first. Maybe go to my meshes folder. Press import, model 4, import. And you just drag and drop it wherever you want it. This model is actually really tiny. in my file. So what you can do is you can go over here to the scale part and just scale it in X, Y, and Z. I'm going to make it 50 times as big. And now it's looking more like a proper airplane, but it's upside down. You can rotate it. And if you want to do the programming to where you actually control the plane, you just change these locations throughout your program, and also the rotations, and you'll be able to make a kind of flight simulator type of game. And just like with anything else, you can drag textures over the object and change how it looks. Anyways, that's the basics. I'm going over it pretty quickly because YouTube has a time limit. Let's see what else. When you launch the game, you can launch it with many different platforms. You can compile it for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, which are another big reason to use this graphics engine, because those are the new systems. People aren't really buying games for PS3 and Xbox 360 anymore. Some people are, but overall, most people are using whatever their newest system is to buy all their games for. And also Windows and Mac, and also you can even make smartphone applications or even website applications like this HTML5. And there's some examples for those in the sample programs where I got this shooter game from. And if you want to edit the source code or make your own game, you pretty much have a source folder. You go in, and the private classes would be where your C++ classes are. So you can say go in, change the code, or write your own code. If you're going to start from scratch, which is, I recommend just starting off another project that looks most similar to what you want, because they probably do a lot of the work for you. And yeah, this game has bot implementation already built into it, so you can have bots as your enemies and artificial intelligences, and there's also multiplayer support already. I press play. I know there's options when I'm in the game. If I ran standalone game and then open the options, there'd be a multiplayer option, which is very nice because dealing with networking is just a whole other form of programming that you don't want to have to do yourself, unless you're really into optimization. And yeah, this game here, for example, has about 300 shaders built into it. 300 if I didn't say that clearly. As we can see, the light is reflecting off of the water. That comes through this material here. It's got a shader built into it. And it's very similar to that Phong reflectance model where it bounces off the surface, but this water's quite different, where the water's just sliding instead of doing a sine wave kind of motion. And yeah, you can click things and delete them. This world actually has something similar to the skybox I talked about in my last video. This thing surrounding us is a skybox. If I turn on wireframe, I can see that. There's the top of the dome. Well, it's a sky dome, and there's the bottom of the dome. But it's the same idea, but much more well designed, because the sky dome has a lot more creases. But they're very small angle between the creases, so it'd be hard to see them. Unlike with a skybox, they're all 90-degree angles. I can delete the skybox or sky dome, and this is what it would look like. And yeah, the fog built in is a very nice feature. It actually looks like I replaced the sky dome when I turn fog on. Anyway, yeah, and there's a shop in this as well. I'm going to close the program without saving. You can come here, and if you don't want to design all the materials and textures and models yourself, you can just come buy some and throw them into your own game. It could be an efficient investment if you actually plan on selling your game. And there's also a lot of free stuff, like right here is 15 free characters, which is very nice of them. I'm not sure if users or the developers give you those, but I'm sure in the future there'll be a lot more free stuff to choose from, because it's a brand new engine on the market. Here's 31 textures. That's a lot of textures to choose from. No. Guessing. Yeah, characters, textures, and all that. This looked like a game by the picture, but it's just a lot more art for you to use for your own programs. And that's pretty much it for my video. I'm not sure how much time I have left for YouTube, so I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching.